Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jesse Buss from the 19th hole, and we got the Summer Major here, qualifying rounds. This is going to be the rookie playthrough. This will be first time looking at this course with these wins, so hopefully we can learn a thing or two and hopefully help you all prepare and maybe guide you to a better finish here in the qualifying rounds and prepare you for the opening and then hopefully the weekend round as well. As always, this is a guide playthrough. So, you may need to make changes to the way these holes are played depending on what kind of clubs you have and what kind of balls you are willing to use. But this is definitely going to be a great roadmap and a great starting point for your journey through this tournament. So, we're going to start out with hole number 1 in just a second. Alright, we're starting out with hole number 1 here. This is a par 4. You can play this one with a marlin ball or a quasar. I'll just use a marlin ball for this hole. You can go with the quarterback, you can go with an extra mile. I like the quarterback because of the accuracy. And then the second shot will be probably a backbone or Goliath. You could also use a Saturn as well. It just really depends on what long iron you feel most comfortable with. Plus 10% here on the drive. As you can see, it's really, we don't need this much club. So for that reason, we will go to our quarterback. We will play with 3 top spin and as much right spin as we have, trying to get up to that front right edge of that that corner there. So we'll go 5 rings of adjustment here. That's a 10% elevation adjustment. Goes just a little bit of right curl, and we hit that one perfect. This one should put us up there very nicely into that corner. We went with a little bit of curl just to really counteract that right to left wind there for that shot. Alright, so we're here for our second shot here, 4.7 wind. We will play a plus 10% with this one as well. As you see, we have a nice line to the hole here. There's max and min, so we'll play this one right about min. Mid, so we'll go with 3 backspin here, no side spin. And we just want to give this ball a little bit of room to roll, but not a whole lot. And then we're going to play our mid adjustment here, which will be 2.9 rings with a 10%. We hit great to the right, so this one's going to come into the right side of the hole. But we can still see what, yep, that had pretty good speed on it. 3 bars of backspin would be my suggestion on that hole, plus 10% for the elevation change. Now I want you all to see my opponent's second shot. As you can see, my opponent did not roll to the top right edge of the fairway, and as a result of that, has a much longer shot to the hole. But still has a fairly decent opportunity here, has enough fairway to work with. I personally would rather be in the position that I was in. It's a much straighter tailwind to work with, so you always want the straightest tailwind that you can find for your second shot to the hole. So we'll put this one in. Really easy birdie hole. Definitely a really good chance at the eagle hole. Hopefully you all can hit perfect and get this one dialed in. Alright, we got hole number 2 here. This one's a par 5. This one is a hole that you can use extra mile or quarterback off the tee box, and then you definitely need a long wood club for your second shot, so definitely would suggest going with the big dog. And a Titan ball would probably be useful here on this hole as well. Plus 10% off the tee box. And power 3 ball. I would probably recommend going with a quarterback here on this hole. We're going to go with the full right spin for this shot. I'm going to go with 2 top spin. And we're going to be using curl here. So we're going to put the blue ring right there on the rough line. Pull it back a little bit here. And then we're going to go with about 2/3 a ball of curl for this shot. And let's see where this one takes us. Alright, that's perfect. As far as we can get up into that top right corner of that fairway is going to be better for this shot. So the farther right you can get on that second fairway is going to be give you the best shot position-wise for your second shot. And play that one with 10%. Really, you know, you could just play that one ring-wise. You know, if you have 3 miles per hour wind, try to give yourself at least 3 rings of clearance for that shot on the bounce. But I would definitely say the amount of curl I used on that shot is definitely the correct amount. But you could use a little bit more and still be okay. As you could see, I had more room to my right still to play my shot that I didn't use that I would possibly use next time. But 2 bars of topspin was a good amount of topspin, I think. And see, my opponent is much farther to the left than I was, so let's see where he's going to be set up for his next shot. I'm going to play this next shot at a 20% elevation change just because it's downhill, and then the ginormous bounce that we're going to get here off this shot. We're going to play with 1 bar of backspin on this shot just because we do have tailwind. That helps. So our shot's going to land right about in there. So I'm going to go with 1 backspin and 1 left spin here just because of my location. And we just want to hit a perfect shot. I'll put a little bit of left curl. Not too much though. See where this one comes in at. Alright, not too bad of a shot. This is going to be a very tough shot to albatross, so you definitely really just want to make sure that you get your adjustment down to get on the green first and foremost to get the eagle. And after you get comfortable with that, then if you want to start trying to dial in a little bit more adjustments for a possible albatross, definitely worth the look then after that, I would say. I do say that depending on your location of your drive, your adjustment as far as curl and side spin are definitely going to change. If I had my shot to play over again, I probably would have gone with 2 bars of left spin instead of 1. So I definitely think the 1 bar of backspin is the correct amount, but then your spin as far as left spin and your curl will change depending on your position of your drive. And I do like the 20% for that adjustment. So from our location right here, we have a very easy putt for the eagle, and this is definitely a must eagle hole. You cannot miss out on this eagle opportunity. Alright, we'll be back in just a second for hole 3. Alright, hole number 3 here is a par 3. Play this one with a plus 10% elevation change. You want a ball with some side spin, so Quasar would be a good option. Katana possibly as well. You're going to be using a wood club here. You can try for a possible rough bump if you have a sniper. If you don't have a sniper though, you will play the Viper shot here. So 10%, you know, we're pretty much min club. You can play the rough bump shot here. It looks like it's a pretty nice little aiming area right there. So if you decide to play it that way, you can definitely play the rough bump. I'm going to go with the Viper here, 4-5 to the right, 2 backspin. Just trying to line this shot up as best as we can towards the hole. And then we're going to make our min adjustment, which is 2 rings, or 1.8 rings. Perfect hit. See how this one comes in with 2 bars of backspin. Let's see. Oh, looks like it's still going to come in. No, it's a pretty good speed right there. I like that 2 bars of backspin. I think that's a really good speed. Keep in mind it is a sloped downhill green from the front edge to the hole. So you are always going to have that little bit of extra speed as long as you get to the green with your shot. You're going to see that little bit extra speed. So if you go with too much backspin there, you may put yourself in a position where you don't even get to the green, which is still going to be a very easy chip in, but you still lose your chance at the ace. So 2 bars of backspin right there. Play that one at min range with your wood if you're going with the Viper. If you're going to play it with the sniper and go for the rough bump, that will be a max level adjustment, and just use backspin to get that ball guide just in front of the hole. I did ace it last night on my friendly stream So that's it's definitely one that does work. And just make sure if your ball does go back into the bunker on the adjustment for that rough bump that you do adjust up a little bit to compensate for that drop in elevation. So get the easy putt right here for the birdie. I don't expect for there to be a lot of aces on this hole, but giving yourself a chance at the ace is about what you want to, all you can ask for. All right, be right back. All right, we got hole number 4 here. This is a par 4 where I think you have a really good chance of getting the eagle. I'm playing this one with the extra mile, and then you'll be playing the thorn shot or possibly a hornet rough bump if you so choose. I'm not going to play any kind of elevation change on the tee shot here because we are laying it into this little elevated area right here, which is, in my opinion, pretty much right on elevation with the tee box. So we'll play 0% here. Full topspin, left spin. I like the quasar ball. It gives me a little bit more left spin, which lets me adjust that shot more towards the middle of the fairway. So 4.7 here. We're going to play just under 2 rings of adjustment for the shot. I'm not going to play any curl here. Just let the wind do its work. We're going to get a nice bounce. The ball's going to roll up the fairway, and that's going to put us in position for a nice thorn shot or hornet rough bump, depending on whatever you choose. If you decide to play the rough bump, then I would definitely say play 0% elevation change. If you decide to play the thorn shot, you're going to be playing to the other side of the rough, and that will be plus 10% for elevation change if you decide to go that way. Playing the rough bump with the hornet is going to be somewhere around 4 to 4.5 bars of topspin, and you're just going to aim that shot right at the hole and make your adjustment. Playing the thorn shot, in that case, is going to be somewhere between 3 to 4 bars of backspin, and depending on the club that you have and the ball guy you have, it'll depend. That will definitely tell you how much room you have to leave between the end of the ball guide and the hole. Generally, the more backspin you use, the closer you put the tip of that ball guide to the hole. So here you're going to see in my second shot here, I'm going to go with the thorn. It's a fairly straight right to left tailwind, which is nice. Plus 10% is going to be the adjustment for here. We're going to go with 4 bars of backspin. We're going to put the red ring of our ball guide right here next to the edge of the rough. And as you see, our ball guide line is going to be pretty close up there to the hole. Could be a little bit closer, as you're going to see. It needed to be a little bit closer than that. We played a max adjustment right here. I think it's more of a mid adjustment, honestly. You're going to see my ball, 2 things come into the right side of the hole and also a little short. It's short because I didn't play the ball guide up close enough, and it's a little bit to the right because I played max instead of a mid adjustment. So make sure you have that ball guide in the correct spot, and make sure you play the correct wind adjustment. For me, it should have been a mid adjustment and not a max adjustment. Other than that, hit perfect, put it in the bottom of the cup. Alright, we'll see you all on the next hole. Alright, we got hole number 5 here, par 3. I'm playing this one with a navigator ball. This is a long iron hole, so whatever long iron you choose, I like the backbone. You could also use the Goliath and the Saturn though here. Plus 10% for the elevation change. And we're going to go 1 to 1.5 bars of backspin here for this shot. This is kind of a slippery hole in the fact that if you go past the hole, there's definitely a downhill slope to this green, and your ball can roll off the green edge. I don't believe that it rolls to a spot that will make it tough to chip it back in though, but it's definitely one of those tricky holes that you got to be careful with and use the correct amount of spin just to keep yourself safe. So as you see, my opponent here comes in a little bit short here, and this is definitely the wrong hole. I'm thinking of the wrong hole there. There's not a back. Alright, 2.3. 1.5 backspin is what we're going to go with. And max the club. Alright, we got hole number 6 here. This is a par 5. Definitely a hole to play with your extra mile. And then for your wood, go with the Viper or the Sniper. We'll play with a plus 10% elevation change for the tee shot. This is definitely one of those holes you want a little bit extra power. So go with a Katana ball or a Titan ball. If you go Katana, it may require a little bit overpower. Titan ball probably lets you play it without overpower. We're going to play it with the Katana ball. Our objective is to get it up to the upper right edge of this middle section of that fairway, up there towards the back half to middle section of that bunker. From there, it's going to give us a straight-on shot at the hole, which is what we're looking for. If you go too far up and left on this fairway, you will lose that ability to have a straight-on look at the hole. So for that reason, we use some topspin, full right spin, and a little bit of right curl. And as you're going to see from the final resting spot of this shot, I do have a straight-on look at the hole. So for my second shot here, we're going to look at this elevation here, and I play a 0% elevation here. It just looks fairly flat, but it definitely could be a plus 10% as well. Haven't really had enough times to play it to really see whether or not there's a little bit of an elevation there or not. Just kind of go by what I feel here currently. So we do want to play the second bounce a little bit farther up near the edge of the fringe. So for that reason, you just want to go with about 3 bars of backspin and just kind of really try to aim that ball guide towards the hole. I run out of time here, so I'm not able to really precisely make an adjustment here for the wind. I just go about 1.5 rings and hit the shot. As you're going to see, it comes in with really good speed right here, just a little bit offline from the hole. Whether or not that's a count of me eyeballing my adjustment, or maybe it being a plus 10% on the elevation adjustment, I'm not 100% sure. So my suggestion would be to play the shot, and if you hit it perfect with it lined up perfectly, and you end up left at the hole at 0%, then it's probably going to be a 10%. So, definitely good luck to you all. Hopefully you all can figure this hole out. And like I said, the Sniper would definitely be probably the easiest and best way to play this hole and give yourself a chance at the Albatross. Hopefully you all can get that dialed in and figure it out. But, alright, we'll see you on the next hole. Alright, we got hole number 7 here. This is a par 3. We'll play this one with a plus 20% elevation change. This is definitely a long iron hole, so long iron of your choice. I'll be using the Backbone. The Goliath and the Saturn, though, also will work for this hole. I definitely like the Quasar ball for this hole, just like the ability to use more side spin if I decide to do so. This is going to be a tough hole with this right to left wind. The way you're going to see me play it is going to show you just how much of a wind effect there really is on this hole. My opponent right here plays, hits perfect, but you're going to see the wind just knock this ball down. So you got to be very careful with the amount of backspin you are using on this shot, and also where you're initially lining up your shot and aiming the ball. So you see me here with the Backbone 5.1. This is playing a max level, max adjustment right here. We're going to go with 1.5 backspin, 2.5 right spin. I definitely think either more right spin could have been used here for this shot, or even maybe aiming the target a little bit farther to the right than where I'm aimed right now, just to kind of take into account this right to left push from the wind. You saw where my ball was destined to land, and you're going to see where it does land, just barely over the edge of the rough. So that right there just tells me that the wind effect is just pushing this ball severely. We still do hit the fairway and roll out, but as you see, pretty good amount to the left side of the hole. So definitely a little bit more right spin, or move the location of that target on the initial setup. I would play this hole probably a good square to the right of the hole, in addition to your actual adjustment for the wind here for this one, plus 20%. That's what I would go with, and then from there, make extra adjustments as needed. This is definitely going to be one of those holes that you got to dial in, and it may be one of those holes that catch a lot of people and leave them with a par. So don't let that be you. Make sure you at least get the ball to the green and get that birdie, and don't be that person that gets the par here. It could definitely mess your round up. Cannot risk losing a stroke on a par 3 like this. Very interesting hole with the side wind. Alright, we got hole number 8 here. I like to play this one with the quarterback and a plus 10% for my elevation change. This is a hole where you could definitely play straight up to the left and go for some sort of a sniper rough bump as well. But I think playing it to the right side is definitely the best way to go. As you can see, if you go full over power, there's definitely a chance to try to go towards that green. We won't try that here in this video, but it's definitely a possibility. So full right spin, full top spin, and we are going to be using a curl method here. So we'll go 4 rings of adjustment here for the wind, and then we're going to go with about a ball of curl out to the right. This one should be good, put us up the fairway, and put us in a really good position for a thorn shot. So if you do decide to play for the green, definitely a possibility. You would need to go with Titan ball, possibly a power 4 ball. But as you can see, you know, it looked like my extra mile was going to stretch out quite nicely. My opponent right here with an extra mile 6 definitely could do it very easily, especially if they had like some sort of a power ball in. They would be able to probably get close to this green without even having to overpower their shot, which is absolutely crazy to think that that is possible in this shot, and it may be a required shot to win this tournament on the weekend round. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind, that this shot is here and possible, but it will require a perfect hit. But as you see, he's still in a pretty good position, so that kind of makes me rethink, should we just go for that shot really? It's definitely something to think about here. Alright, plus 10% here for this shot with Thorn. 4.1. That's min right there. And max. So we're playing this one basically at min. Just a little bit past min. We'll go 3 back spin here. And we'll put this shot right up here next to the hole. And we'll do our adjustment here. 4.1 is going to be 1. We'll go 1.3. What about 1.3? Hit that one perfect. It's coming in. And we drop it. So even without the big boom drive, which is definitely a possibility, we still dropped that one. It was right between min and mid, so we played 1.3. 3 backspin, put the ball guide up next to the hole. We're not going to make that same mistake twice in the round. We made that earlier in the round, and we didn't make it again this time. So that's the way to play this hole with the Thorn and the quarterback. I'll see you all on 9. Alright, we got hole number 9 here, par 5. You can play this one 2 different ways. You can play it to the left side, or you can play it to the right side. Play it to the right side, it's a little bit more conservative. It's going to set you up for a possible shot to the green. Most likely, though, more of a layup shot for a chip for the eagle. Playing it to the left side is going to give you a chance at the rough bump that can be played with the Viper or the Sniper if you do have it. I'm going to be playing my shot to the left side and giving myself a chance for the Viper rough bump and see what that looks like. My opponent's also going to play to the left side, so it'll be interesting to see what club he decides to use for his second shot, whether it be the Viper, Sniper, or possibly a Guardian. Playing it to the right side is not a terrible way to play this hole either, but in my opinion, it takes out the possibility for the albatross. And this course seems like a course where if you have a chance to try to drop a stroke, you need to take that chance. To me, going left for the possible albatross is doing just that. It's pretty much a great proofed drive, as you can see. Just make sure to aim it down the center of the fairway. I go with a power 3 ball for sure, and that puts you in a good position for your wood club. My opponent here has got the Guardian, so let's see what a Guardian shot looks like here. I don't think the Guardian is the way to play this hole. You know, it's going to get you close to the hole, but I don't think the chances of dropping the shot are going to be that high with it, honestly. I think the best way to play this hole is going to be the rough bump, which is going to be either the Sniper or the Viper. For sure, the Sniper would be the best option if you did have it, but the Viper would definitely be your next option. Minus 10% is going to be the elevation that we play here. As you can see, it is a shot that's going to be uphill. So we are playing a minus 10% for our elevation. Do keep in mind the Viper ball guide is not fully formed here. That there looks really nice. I go with a little bit of backspin here, and that ends up being a mistake. I would play this shot somewhere between 0.5 and 1 bar of topspin. You do want to make sure you aim this shot up to the front edge of that rough line. That's going to give you the best roll out of the rough. Anything farther back could definitely give you a glitchy roll. And we did our shot great, you know, so it's going to be off anyway, but also a little bit short right there. Perfect shot would have been left to that, and definitely looks like it would have been on a decent line to the hole. So what we take away from this is, if you're using the Viper, somewhere between 0.5 to 1 bar of topspin. If you're going with the Sniper, of course you'll know what topspin to use because you'll have the full ball guide. Land the shot up near the front edge of that rough section to prevent yourself from getting some sort of a glitch roll. Minus 10%. And we played plus 10% on the drive, although it really doesn't matter. It's one of those drives where you just try to hit it straight and long down the fairway. So as you see here, easy putt for an eagle. So even if you don't succeed with the rough bump, you still got the easy eagle. Playing it the other way, you can overpower your shot to the green possibly, but otherwise you're stuck down there at the bottom of that hill with a wedge shot for the eagle try. Alright, that's it. That was hole number 9. Thanks for hanging out with me during this playthrough for the rookie division of the Summer Major Tournament. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that thumbs up. And if you would like more content, definitely check out Golf Clash the 19th Hole. It's a community that I created with the express purpose of offering help to those trying to learn the game. So definitely check us out. If you haven't already done so, all you got to do is go to your search bar and type in Golf Clash the 19th Hole. It's fairly easy to find. And definitely a great place to hang out. If you're looking for other content, definitely check out my friend Gio Viviani over there at Golf Clash Italy. Go to your YouTube search, type in Golf Clash Italy, and that'll take you directly to his site. You can also check him out on Facebook at the name Gio Viviani, where he does post a lot of his content through his YouTube page, especially when he does his live streams with a lot of grinding and stuff like that. Tours 10, 11, 12. And he also plays a lot of upper level content in the Masters tournament, as well as other content as well in the tournament. So definitely check him out when you do get a chance. And as always, y'all take care, have a good day, and God bless.